So we all know the King Aventus, a fragrance that shaped the men's fragrance world forever. And why? Because it is one of the most likable, enjoyable DNAs out there. Men absolutely love it and women go crazy for it. It's that very fresh, playful, juicy pineapple and blackcurrant, balanced and contrasted by that kind of smoky birch. That ambergris vanilla as well makes it so appealing. It is one of the most perfect fragrances a man could wear, but there are some people out there that want to find some alternatives to Aventus. So that is what we're going to be doing today. I have a list here of my top alternatives to Creed Aventus. Cheapies, designer, and niche are in this list, so let's do it. So we're going to be starting off with a super cheapie by Banana Republic. This is Black Walnut Legend. This is a very popular rack store cheapie. You can pick this up at places like Burlington, TJ Maxx. They usually have it for around, I think, anywhere from $25 to $35. And this one is more, compared to some of the other ones on this list, this is more of kind of like a straight up type of Aventus inspired by scent. It's not a clone. None of these on this list are clones, but you can feel the inspiration, but it's taken in a different direction, which is why I think it's a good alternative to Aventus, because it's not the same exact thing, but you'll feel that similar, very popular DNA with a different twist. And this one for sure has a lot of similarities, but it's a little bit more faint. It's not quite as like punchy with the citruses and the fruits. You get a lot of pepper in the opening. It's really a perfect like everyday office scent. Not loud, not too much, not offensive for an office professional setting. Good for more casual occasions as well. And for a $25 to $35 scent, it is a great deal. I mean, just to throw this on to wear to smell good at the office, it's great. Very fresh, dries to be a little woody. One of the best Aventus inspired fragrances if you want something that is super cheap. This is the one that I always recommend. Black Walnut Legend by Banana Republic. And watch out, make sure that you get the Legend, because there is a black walnut and it does not smell like this. They're totally different. So make sure it's Black Walnut Legend. So the next fragrance that I want to talk about was actually one of my favorite discoveries from Scent Explore. This fragrance is called En Route by Botanicae. This is a fragrance house from Spain. This fragrance literally stopped me in my tracks when I smelled it. It really takes that classic Aventus DNA, but takes it in a much more classy, refined direction. You can smell the inspiration of Aventus in this, but it's really bumped up on the ambergris. And it has more of like a fruity pineapple than Black Walnut Legend. Has a touch of this kind of suede leather going on in here. Another very fresh take on Aventus. A little green too. So dressy and so rich. Less of an emphasis on that spicy like pepper note in here. And I don't know what it is, but for some reason I was so drawn to this when I tried it at Scent Explore. It was the last day. I was not expecting to find any new discoveries, and when I smelled this, I was like, whoa, this stuff is really, really, really good. Stronger emphasis on the florals in this too, with a touch of something a little mossy. You get something green in here. Very artistic, very high quality. Wow, really blown away. You can smell the quality of the materials that are used in here, and the price. Oh my gosh, I didn't even know how much this cost until I just looked it up to film this video. 65 euros, guys. So competitive, so well priced, so accessible for a super high quality niche house. There's no reason not to get it. If you love Aventus, but you want something a little different, a little more classy, a little more refined, and a little less kind of fruity, a little more green with a push on the ambergris, you'll really love En Route. They could seriously charge 3 times the price of this easily, and it would not be a problem. Really great stuff by Botanicae. Definitely check it out. So now we're going to talk about, in my opinion, one of the best designer fragrances of 2023. And don't worry, that video is going to be coming very soon. We have Tumi 19 Degree. Now this is not a straight up take on Aventus. Like there's some similarities, but it's not like hugely inspired by Aventus, but I adore this. I would almost compare this more to Absolu Aventus than Aventus itself, but this is kind of like a more oriental take. Smells like more of a fresh out of the shower type of Aventus. It has saffron, raspberry, and suede, birch, and sandalwood. It gets me every time, you guys. And it just gets darker as it dries too. Very fresh. Reflexes like a cat. Very fresh, but then it gets darker. goes down to a darker direction. Such a sexy and playful cologne. This one absolutely gets the ladies. Lady killer certified, and it's an amazing deal as well. Like straight to parfum, 100 ml. You can get it with my 20% off code at So Avant-Garde for around $140. I mean, you guys, the prices of designers are so crazy these days. Anyway, the fact that you can get a very, very, very well done, unique straight to parfum, so this thing is powerful, for under $150 is amazing, you guys. Absolutely amazing. One of the best releases of the year for sure. Really surprised me. Was not expecting to love this scent as much as I do. Wasn't expecting it. Very pleasantly surprised. Tumi 19 Degree. So the next one that we're going to talk about, I do not have a full bottle on, but it is at the top of my full bottle wish list. We're talking about Morning Chest by Wilhelm Perfumery. This is more of a unisex take on Aventus. I know a lot of women really like to wear this scent as well as men. It kind of takes out that pineapple note. It has apple, like there's something a little, like just a touch fruity in this, but it adds a little bit of leather and a lot of green notes. Very green in here with patchouli and a very musky kind of black ambergris effect. Very natural. Kind of gives it this like smoky edge too. Very, very slight though. Don't think this is like very smoky. It's not. It's just something that is very slightly there, maybe more ashy than smoky, and that leather note comes out more and more as it dries. Very smooth leather. It's a very mysterious type of scent. It's one of those perfumes that like makes you keep coming back for more. Elegant, smooth leather, not rough at all. Morning Chest by Wilhelm Perfumery. Now, I didn't really want to talk about this fragrance because I've said it many times on my channel in the past that I'm not a big fan of it. It's actually made some of my top hated fragrance lists, but I know that a lot of people really enjoy it, so I wanted to include it. And of course, we're talking about Mont Blanc Explorer, probably the #1 most sold, most popular Aventus inspired by scent out there. Very accessible to people. It is in a great price range. You can find this on discounters for like under $50. I'm not a big fan, but I do understand why a lot of people are. But for me, in the opening, it's a little artificial and it's a little rough. Comparing it to all the other ones that I've talked about so far gives me this kind of like lemon cleaner vibe that I really don't like in the opening, but it does kind of settle down as it dries down. You get a lot of alcohol in the opening too. Strong blast of ambroxan. I'm sorry you guys, but I don't like it. I really don't. I know that a lot of people love it and a lot of people will defend it, and that's fine. Of course, as always with any fragrance, you need to test it out for yourself first. Everyone is different. Everyone has a different opinion. Fragrances work differently on everyone's skin, so you need to just test it out, and this one is so easy to try. Go to Ulta, Sephora, Macy's, like there's a million places that you can buy this and see if it works for you. It didn't work for me, but obviously it works for a lot of people. And for the price, it's really not bad. So now we're going to talk about Royal Vintage by M. Micallef. Now this is a top quality alternative. Very green and aromatic. The greenest of the list for sure. There's an added cypress note in here. Thyme, moss, and patchouli. A lot of green touches, guys. Big blast of green in the opening that settles after a minute and kind of unveils some of those other notes like green apple and pepper. You get a lot of pepper in this as it dries. Very earthy Aventus type of scent. Very masculine and very grown too. This is another one that is a very good office type of scent. I mean, you could wear this for other occasions as well. It's just there's something very professional about this, something very mature, not in a bad way, but mature, grown, and very rich about it too. Like this just smells like a very successful man to me. You can really feel the quality of the perfume, very luxe. You can tell the quality of the ingredients, the naturals, and the blending of all M. Micallef fragrances. I always praise them, but they're very, very good. Very classy and rich. This is a very great gift to give to any man in your life for Christmas or for the holidays. Fantastic. Royal Vintage by M. Micallef. So this fragrance here is one of the hottest perfumes right now at the moment. Imperial Valley by Kessa. This is a mixture of Aventus, Sauvage, Baccarat Rouge 540, and Oud. This is for people that love very unique, very, very powerful Middle Eastern fragrances. I got this as a birthday gift. I know that it's kind of hard to find, so I don't want to talk about it too much, but it's very unique and very powerful. This is one of those scents that will last days, like 24 hours plus minimum. It has that kind of fresh Aventus side, that sweet Baccarat Rouge 540 side, mixed with that kind of peppery, dark, mysterious Sauvage side. You can find this, it's a great value. So we have another Dubai discovery here. This fragrance is called Eden by Paradis Descends, and I'm going to be doing a giveaway very soon with a full bottle of this, so stay tuned for that. Very like lemon lime, kind of has this kind of like sparkly, effervescent, bubbly Sprite feel. Very fizzy, something bubbly in here. And the apple in this comes out more as it dries. When it opens, you get a big blast of that kind of like lemon lime feel. Very fresh, spicy Aventus. With just a little bit of that birch note too, you can really feel it in here. Definitely a very strong overall woody vibe and very musky. If you love fragrances that are kind of like cola, Sprite, bubbly like that, you will love Eden by Paradis Descends. Very clean, very fresh, very easy to get along with. So I got to revisit Lamar by Kajal at Scent Explorer. I absolutely adore it. It had been about a year since I smelled it, and I got to fall in love all over again, you guys. This fragrance is so good. So good. Another kind of oriental, I don't even want to say this is an Aventus because there isn't really that much, if any, inspiration. The only thing that you might find similar to this in Aventus is the very strong, juicy pineapple. But other than that, that's pretty much the only note that they share. But I wanted to include it because this is a fantastic fragrance rose scent for a man. Very strong rose, pineapple, very fruity. Has apples and berries with cardamom and cashmere wood. It is so smooth, so creamy, just enough sweetness in here. It is absolutely perfect. A very gorgeous, gorgeous unisex rose scent with a hint of vanilla and woodiness in the base. Lamar is a 10 out of 10 and I need to get myself a bottle, probably for Christmas. If you love rose, this is a must. For a man or for a woman, but wow, a power move on a man. Absolutely incredible. One of the best rose scents a man could wear. It doesn't really have that Aventus DNA, like I said, but that pineapple in the opening will give you a little bit of similarities. A little bit of familiarity. So just keep that in mind. Not a straight up Aventus inspired by. It's definitely a fragrance out on its own, but incredible. So the last fragrance that we're going to be talking about, can you guess? Is going to be Absolu Aventus. Of course, I love it, guys. I love it. I absolutely adore it. Darker, sexier Aventus. I just love this stuff. I will chase down a man wearing this. And the thing is about Absolu Aventus is that the scent trail on this is so strong that there would actually be something to chase after. This stuff lasts a minimum of 10 hours. It is the strongest Aventus ever. And it just takes that Aventus very classic DNA and just amps it up in the sexiest way possible. Really gives it this kind of dark, mysterious side. Very classy and elegant at the same time. It's so refined. Creed absolutely killed it with Absolu Aventus. It's so powerful, and the best part is that I know that as time goes on, this bottle is just going to get better and better. Obviously, these bottles are pretty new. It's a new release, so after a year or so, it's going to be so beastly. It is going to be an absolute tragedy if Creed discontinues this. If it truly is limited and it doesn't come back, I'm going to cry. I'm going to be getting a backup bottle of this. I think it's worth it. No questions asked. It is absolutely worth it to me. It is the best Aventus ever. And you really just can't do better than Absolu Aventus. Of course, we have all these great alternatives. They are a little bit different, but Aventus is the king, you guys. It is the king. It will always be the king. No matter how hard others try, there's just something about this fragrance that makes me go crazy, and it is so good. All right, guys, well, that is my video for today. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching. Leave a comment below. What is your favorite Aventus inspired scent? I would love to know, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.